Justin Trudeau's final day of campaigning is taking him across the country, and at his first stop in Montreal, he made his strongest push yet to link COVID struggles in Western provinces to Conservative leader Erin O'Toole.
We're seeing right now what the wrong choices made in Alberta and Saskatchewan have led to. We do not need a Conservative government that won't be able to show the leadership on vaccinations and on science that we need to end this. Folks in Alberta have a really important choice to make, whether they want Erin O'Toole to continue working with Jason Kenney on not ending this pandemic.
Wrong choices, a strong choice of words, considering Trudeau has been careful about criticizing provincial Conservative leaders, so a pitch to Western voters who largely shut out the Liberals in 2019, and a pitch to progressive voters, which he has been doing more consistently the last few days. Trying to ward off vote splitting for people who would consider voting NDP or Green, Trudeau once again called on those voters to look at the Liberal option, especially on climate change. The party choosing to spend even more time here in southern Ontario, part of a third day in a row, playing both offense and defense with seats they're trying to win and ones they're trying to save. Abigail Bimman, Global News, Niagara Falls, Ontario.
I'm Mike Le Couteur with the Conservative campaign in Toronto, where instead of hitting the hustings early Sunday, Erin O'Toole went for an 11-kilometer jog before his first mid-morning event.
Okay, that's the warm-up done. You guys ready for the real run now?
There's seemingly no sense of urgency in this last run to the finish line as the Tories target Liberal-held ridings in the vote-rich Toronto suburbs.
It's all about ground game.
A part of that ground game is to hit as many ridings as you can in the final day of campaigning. O'Toole had just 4 events scheduled.
We need Medicare for autism.
In Markham, his message to campaign workers was drowned out by a protester. Even though he had told media he would take questions at the event, O'Toole was whisked out a side door and into a waiting car.
Will you scrum it all today, Mr. O'Toole?
And there remain unanswered questions for O'Toole, like the vaccination status of all of his candidates. Oakville candidate Kerry Colburn is fully vaccinated, and that seems to be an important issue for her electors.
I do get talked about vaccines a fair bit at the door, both people that want mandates and people that don't. So, as I said, I personally believe in vaccination.
But like O'Toole, Colburn says getting vaccinated is a personal choice. O'Toole's former military brother, retired General Rick Hillier, endorsed him Saturday night, but he doesn't seem to share the same opinion as O'Toole when it comes to disclosing candidates' vaccine status.
I don't know all the candidates in the Conservative Party of Canada. I don't know all the ones in the Liberals or the NDP or the Green Party. I'm not sure who's vaccinated or who is not. I think they all should be.
With just hours to go in this race, a senior Conservative source tells Global News there is concern there will be a lot of close ridings in this election. And unlike in 2019, they say there will be no moral victory if the Tories win the popular vote, but still don't form government. Mike Le Couteur, Global News, Toronto.
I'm Robin Gill with the NDP campaign in Vancouver. BC is the final stop for Jagmeet Singh. It's home to his riding, and it's the province where the party has the most support.
The odds are against Jagmeet Singh becoming Prime Minister, but he can play a pivotal role in a minority government. When asked if he could support the Conservatives, he didn't rule that out.
I would say to someone who's worried about what's going to happen next that let's just look at what's happened in the past Parliament.
Ideologically, he's more aligned with the Liberals, but he's taken a lot of shots at Justin Trudeau.
In the past 6 years, Mr. Trudeau was in government, and so our critique is going to be about government decisions, naturally. And Mr. Trudeau was in power for those 6 years, so we want people to know these are the decisions that he made, and this is what we think is wrong with those decisions.
The NDP has spent most of its time on the offensive. In what's known as the classic whistle stop, Singh has hit 8 ridings in the Vancouver area on the final day. The NDP needs to get more than the 24 seats the party won in the last election.
Say you don't grow more seats or it's very minimal, do you think you will have failed your party?
No, we're confident that we're going to do well in this campaign.
It's the end of a short campaign with long hours.
Singh's personal popularity has polled high consistently, but parlaying that into votes has been challenging in the past. Still, with a minority government in the forecast, he could be back on the campaign trail very soon. Even Jagmeet Singh described it as Groundhog Day.